Good morning, friends. Here we are back at school. So happy to see you. We miss you. I know you're having a good time. So if you were in school this week, we'd be learning about a special place called the rainforest. Do you know anything about the rainforest? You probably do, but we're going to learn some fun things. So, is there a rainforest in Point Pleasant? No. There aren't rainforests anywhere near where we live. This is a map, and it shows us, do you see the green sections? The green sections are where there are rainforests. We live right over here in North America. See that sticking out down there? That's Florida. We live in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, in the United States of America. So you can see there's no rainforest near where we live, but there are some down here in South America, and there are some over here in Africa, and there are some over here in Asia and Australia. Those are the places where there are rainforests, and rainforests are very, very different from where we live. This shows you the parts, the layers of a rainforest. This is the emergent layer, the canopy, the understory, and the forest floor. Can you see that picture? And the rainforest is full of creatures that we never see around here. I'm going to show you some pictures of those creatures and tell you their names. I bet you know some of them already. This is called a ring-tailed lemur. Can you say that? Ring-tailed lemur. Have you ever seen one of those in your backyard? I don't think so. They are tricky, only in the rainforest. This, you probably know, a jaguar. Jaguars do live in other places, but not in Point Pleasant. This is a tricky fish called a red-bellied piranha. Can you say that with me? Red-bellied piranha. He swims in the waters around a rainforest. You might know this creature. He's called a chameleon. He changes colors. You can read about him at home. And here's a monkey. Lots of monkeys live in the rainforest. This is a gibbon monkey. They're unusual names, aren't they? Wait till you see this. It's an ornate horned frog. Can you see his horn? He is really tricky. Looks like some kind of a dinosaur. Here's a katydid, an insect that also changes color like a chameleon. Ooh, this is a tricky one. It's another kind of monkey, a howler monkey. Do you think he howls? I think he does. Here's a creepy spider called a tarantula. And here is somebody who hangs upside down like a bat. He's a two-toed sloth. Isn't that silly? He was in our story about Seal's silly sandwich, because his name begins with S. And here's one of a lot of people's favorites, a morpho butterfly. What color is it? Yes, it's a beautiful blue. Here is a keel-billed toucan. He's a tricky bird. These are squirrel monkeys. You don't see any of these creatures in Point Pleasant or even in North America. This is a poison dart frog. I don't want to see him. And here's a scarlet macaw. He is a beautiful bird. Here is an emerald tree boa. You can probably see them better over there. And here, wait till you hear it. What does he look like? Looks like a bat, but he's a flying fox. Wow. Here's a red-eyed tree frog. We have some of those plastic ones that we play with in our school. Here's a Nile crocodile. Look how big he is. And does that rhyme? Nile crocodile. It does. Oh, wait till you see this guy. A Bengal tiger. Tigers live in other parts of the world too, but a Bengal tiger lives in the rainforest. Here is a capybara. Capybara. You don't see him anywhere in Point Pleasant. Don't see this guy either. An orangutan. Orangutan. And a Malayan tapir. He's funny looking, isn't he? He's different from animals we see. Here is a capuchin monkey. And our last friend is an okapi. Okapi. Now, we're going to read some stories about the rainforest. Let's see if you... This is called Rainforest Adventure by Tony Mitton and Ant Parker. Rainforest Adventure. In South American forests, the trees grow thick and tall. They're exploring the forest. So many creatures live there. It's hard to count them all. Look at all those creatures. The tapir is a mammal. It's hoofed and rather stout. There's a lot of tapirs on that page. It sniffs for tasty plant life with its clever, stretchy snout. We didn't see a picture of this one. The giant armadillo has skin like armored scales. You can find armadillo in our country. Whatever wants to munch it just hurts its teeth and fails. Can't munch on an armadillo, he's too hard. A jaguar is a great big cat that climbs and stalks and swims. It prowls around for jungle prey on stealthy, silent limbs. Uh-oh, he's checking out those other animals. He must be hungry. This snake's an anaconda. Be careful of it, please. Don't let it try to cuddle you. It just might start to squeeze. They're staying away from him too. Beware the poisonous tree frog. Although it's cute to see, it is cute. Its color is a warning that tells us, let me be, don't come near. These big-billed birds are toucans. They like to live in twos. 1, 2. 2 toucans. Starts with T. For eating fruit and insects, those bills are good to use. Those are called bills. Sometimes they're called beaks on other birds. A sloth moves very slowly. How shy it seems to be. It likes to live alone and hardly ever leaves its tree. Here are howler monkeys. They hang around up high. From far across the forest, you can hear them as they cry. Can you howl like a howler monkey? I don't know how they sound, but we can imagine. Our rainforest romp is over. Didn't we see a lot? Toucans, frogs, and prowling cats. But what else did you spot? Did you spot any other creatures we learned about before? Look very closely. There's all sorts of creatures in that book. Here are some that you might have seen. A golden cock of the rock and the emerald tree boa. The golden lion tamarin, the spider monkey, different kind of monkey, the silky anteater. This is the uakari monkey, and the capybara. The rainforest is full of all different animals that we have never heard of or seen. Here's an interesting book called The Greedy Python by Eric Carle. That's what that snake is called, a python. Wait till you see what he does. Half hidden in the jungle green, the biggest snake that there has been looped back and forth and in between. There he is. He's camouflaged by the leaves. The giant snake was very strong and very, very long. He had a big, huge appetite. His belly stretched from left to right. Oh, he quickly gobbled in one bite all animals that came in sight. A mouse that hurried to and fro, a frog that jumped up from below. He's eating them. He's hungry. A bat that hung from his left toe, a fish that swam a bit too slow, and a bird that flew a bit too low. He was too slow and he got him. He was too low and he got him. A porcupine still half asleep, and a monkey who was in mid-leap. Oh my. A leopard sitting in a tree, and a buffalo who came to see. Do you think he could eat a leopard and a buffalo? No. An elephant, complete with trunk, was swallowed in a single chunk. I am too big for you, he cried. No, you are not, the snake replied. At last, the python's meal was done, and he lay resting in the sun. The animals inside of him began to jump and fly and swim. Look, that's the snake. What will happen next? And when they all began to kick, the snake began to feel quite sick. Ooh, he coughed the whole lot up again, each one of them, and there were 10. Look, he coughed them right out of his mouth. He soon felt better. What is more, he was hungrier than before. He had not learned one single thing. His greed was quite astonishing. He saw his own tail, long and curved, and thought that lunch was being served. He closed his jaws on his own rear, then swallowed hard. Look, he's eating his own tail. And he disappeared. What do you think about that story? What did he eat? What animals did he try to eat? Do you remember what the first one was? The first one, you're right, was a mouse. And then a frog. What was after that? Do you remember? Something that hung from his left toe, a fish that swam too slow, and a bird that flew too low. What was next? A porcupine and a monkey. After that, some of you remember, a leopard and a buffalo. And then, an elephant. He ate too much. He ate too much and he got sick. Now he has to start all over again. There's all the animals. There were 10.